TikTok Nation. I hope everybody is well. Hi, Juan Chavez, good morning. Mr. D Head, Duckhead, good morning. Yes, I know, I mispronounced it. I was engaged to somebody I called that on a regular basis. All right, well, it's been busy around here. I am still without the use of 4 kitchen cabinets, so excuse the mess behind me. We wound up tearing the bottoms out because after the flood we got mold, and still waiting on the insurance company to get themselves together and get me settled so I can get my kitchen fixed. But I've been outside most of the summer, so I don't mind that too much. I have no place to work. My dishes I have to take down to the basement to wash, and kind of been a nonsensical pain in the kister, but it's okay. It gets done. All right, so I have kind of an odd pile of stuff here in front of me today. I've moved almost, and I do mean almost, very close to, I hope by the end of today actually, to have all of my prepared e-scrap off the property and into storage. I went to Home Depot, they had a sale on tubs. And I went and purchased a whole bunch of them. And the storage bin is running a huge sale too. So I am getting all of this e-scrap crap out of my house today if it kills me. I've got it all sorted, and I've got the bins ready for sale or whatever. But I think I can, what I'll do is I'll go to the bin in the morning and pull any orders that I've gotten off the eBay store, get them boxed up, and get them sent out. It took me a while to get enough material together to do that, but I have done so. I'm going out. I've got 2 pickups tomorrow. Probably put those right in storage too. We're having a shed built and a couple of other things done, just to get the mess out of the main house. I don't like it being messy. So we did sell these last night. I sold 2 pounds of them on the eBay store. These came off of modules. And the only pain in the neck with these things is getting this one plastic part off. There we go. So you get the channel grips, pop off the top where the gold pins are, and once you get one apart, the rest of it just falls apart. I'm just shy of the 2 pounds, so I think I'm just going to finish those real quick. Hi, Todd. Good morning. Carolyn, good morning. Thank you for the gifts, guys. Appreciate that. Eyes beware. Yeah, so you can you just pull this metal band off. And these, I just hit them off the board with a hammer. You'll find these kind of gold pins on modules that come inside of servers. Blade modules are rich in these. You got to be careful about. I'm looking for my flush pliers, guys. You got to be careful with how much you depopulate the board. If you're selling the board as a telecom high-grade board, you can't take these off or they're going to downgrade you to a lower-grade board. And I know that, I've been doing this a long time, so I know what I can do and what I can't. But on the modules that I took these off of, there is no possibility that they're going to go as anything other than a dual metal socket server motherboard. And I already know that. I've already been back and forth with the buyer. Politely, nicely, nice discussion about, well, if I leave the gold on, why can't you upgrade it? He says, well, we take them on a law of averages, good with the bad. I said, so I send excellent, somebody else sends crap, and I get paid the same price? Not liking that. So it won't hurt me or hurt him if I take these kind of things off. It'll hurt me if I start knocking off IC chips, because when they grade these boards, they expect a certain number of things to be on the board. So you've got to really know, what do they expect to be on the board. That's a discussion for another time and place. So let me just do a couple of these just to get the package up to 2 pounds. I'll try to get these processed too. I don't think I'm going to get 2 pounds out of it, but I don't know what's coming in tomorrow. These came out of modules, and I don't have any more modules to process. Well, I have 2 modules to process down in the basement, but if I take the gold off, I'm going to get high-grade peripheral. I'd rather get telecom and leave the gold pins on. So what I got to do is I'll have to weigh everything and see, dollars and cents wise, what's going to make more sense for me to sell. The eBay store is doing okay. I've been trying to work with Phil's Gold the past 48 hours on getting things shipped to his hometown, and we just can't seem to get it to work. And unfortunately, guys, I will not ship or sell internationally anywhere but through eBay. That is to protect myself and my buyer. I don't want to get burned, and I don't think any of my friends here on TikTok would ever burn me. There you go, just channel drop, boom. I get $12 a pound for these guys, so they're a good value for you and for me. Still working on the Computer Scrapper website. I have no idea when I'm going to get that done. Coming into busy season for my rental service. I have a band instrument rental service that I run. So the next couple of months are going to be watch Scrappy D juggle to get all this done. I'll be okay though. I have a pretty good routine. I mean, I'm usually up pretty early anyway, so I'll get up early. I'll get my live done before OTD's time, which is usually, he's on at late. He starts at like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and I'm usually done and off by then. I have to wait for the buses to get out of the way before I can get into the schools. So I'll do that. I'll get up, I'll do my school deliveries, and then I've really got the rest of the day to myself. I went completely mobile. I'm closing down the main office. I'm kind of semi-retiring, but I own probably 1,000 different, hi Skeeter, I own 1,000 different band instruments that I rent, so it's really not a hard thing for me to just continue renting those. I do a school year lease program, but what I do is they can order anytime over the summer they want. They can keep it for the summer. It doesn't cost anything in case they didn't make the return by the end of school. So they can actually keep it until September 1st. The schools here start the last week of August. So what happens is by then they know if their kid's going to play or not. If they are, I bill them on September 1st for the following year. If they're not, they just leave it at school and I go get it. That worked out really well for me. And, it's a nice side hustle. It'll make me some extra money. I've already invested in all the gear and all the equipment. And even with the shop closed, that's a business I can run. So I'll get back from that in the morning. Then I can work on some of my e-scrap. And, just handle phone calls and emails and online orders and things like that. It'll be, I think it'll be okay. It's really only busy for a couple of months. I mean, it's busy September and October. And then by then, everybody's got their instrument. And when it gets busy again in June, when the kids who aren't going to return Come on. When the kids who aren't going to play the following years, those returns get made. It works out okay. Skeeter, how's everything with you? Alright. Here we go. So, just get the channel grips. There's a little plastic part here. If you get something that looks like this, generally speaking, you're going to get super good gold recovery out of it. The bottom of the board will be all gold, so you'll know there's gold-bearing material in here. These connect. So this module that this was on plugs into a motherboard using a backplane type of connector. And those, my friends, especially in older computers, those are money, money, money. Wow, 1.2K, huh? Either nobody's on and you have nothing else to do, or you're getting used to me coming back on at Sunday mornings. I try so hard. I really do. And I like coming on at this time. I get up, I do my chit-chat. I've been going on in the morning a little more during the week, but I will post my lives on YouTube, especially if I go over the hour. I did remember to set the timer this morning so I don't get booted off my live. Oh, is that a pain in the ass when that happens? You get everything going, you're rolling, you have a good chat, and freaking TikTok just kicks you off because you weren't paying attention and didn't verify. Love it. Understand it. But, yeah. So, that should cap off my 2-pound order. Let me just put that aside. I'll put these aside. I'll process these later. That's something I can do while I'm watching TV. See if I've got enough to put another order in. This is 2 pounds. So my buyer did very well. These are beautiful, beautiful gold pens. Very easy to recover, and they're already clean. You don't have to do anything. I also put up for sale peripheral high-grade cards. So these are gold-fingered peripheral high-grade cards. They're a better value for you guys who are doing gold recovery. Good morning, James. George, good morning. I'm not sick. I was sick yesterday, though, with allergies and whatever. My allergies have been awful this time of year. I'm going to die from now until creation. But that's all right. Yeah, please, guys, don't forget to hit the like button. We're at 1.7 after only 15 minutes. That's pretty freaking awesome. But these are really good for the... See, I try to put things aside. I have 10 buyers I can sell to. But when I find things that are good for gold recovery, I really try to pull those for you guys. So you'll get gold fingers and a gold banded BGA chip on these. And like I said, I try to pull those specifically for you guys. This one doesn't have the gold fingers, but it's got some great chips. So I think there's probably 2 pounds here. 2 pounds of high-grade peripheral boards. Again, I could sell these as a gold finger card. I think they're selling them for maybe $5.49 a pound. I sell them for a little bit more only because I have to cover the eBay commissions and, and everything else. I have to do that. So these are excellent boards. That came off a NVIDIA gaming card. So I have those. And again, these peripheral high-grade cards are the ones that I have for sale for you guys. There's a 2-pound lot of them. And if you're going to sell these to an online buyer, sell them as gold finger cards. It doesn't have to have this to be a gold finger card. Like I said, I specifically put those aside for you guys because of the number of you who do gold recovery. See this? This is a really good giveaway that there's gold under here. If you see gold flashing like this, hi Al, good morning to you. Yo-yo, good morning. Who you calling a yo-yo, Mr. Goldbud? I am a yo-yo in the morning. I'm kidding. So if you see gold like this, then there's going to be a gold banded, a gold bearing chip underneath. You've got a gold banded BGA here. So these are very nice for those of you who are looking for a gold recovery besides RAM, which is almost impossible to get. I mean, I sell out of it faster than I can put it in the store. So that's what 2 pounds of high grade peripheral cards with gold fingers. There's 2 pounds here. I always toss in a little bit more. Let me know if you happen to purchase this through the eBay store. Thank you. Your voice is pleasant to listen to. I find my voice annoying as heck, but I only have one vocal cord that works, and I don't know, sometimes I don't like the way my voice sounds. So anyway, that's 2 pounds of high-grade peripheral cards with gold fingers. That's, again, something I specifically put aside for you guys. That's in the eBay store, CT Band Instruments. And there's if you look at my profile page, you'll see these. These are also peripheral high-grade boards. They're not as good, but again, see, you've got a gold banded BGA. They're lighter. They don't have these don't have gold fingers. So these are peripheral high-grade cards without the gold fingers. But still, look at the gold. There's great gold recovery here. And they're not super heavy, so you should get a pretty good bang for your buck, so to speak, on these. And this isn't just really to promote my East base, but this is in general if you're looking for other things to score gold off of besides RAM. My point is there's plenty of things available. So these grade as peripheral high-grade cards. Peripheral high-grade cards for those of you who are still studying board grading. Visible gold and some good chips on it. That grades as peripheral high-grade board. By the way, I had surgery. They took my thyroid out, which is a very routine procedure. Nicked the cord and completely froze my right vocal cord. It'll never work again. I had no voice for almost 3 years. And I'm a music teacher by profession, so that didn't go real well. These I'll take out because they're too heavy. So again, this will be another 2 pound bag. You can see there's a lot more cards per se because they're not as heavy. This, I think, to get peripheral high grade, I've got to just pull this garbage off of it. Peripheral high grade can't have a lot of rubbish on it, and they're usually so a lot of chips, visible gold. That's how you grade a peripheral high grade board. If you go on to Board Sort, and I don't know how far along they've gotten. No, I have one that works. I have 2. My right vocal cord is completely paralyzed. It's never going to move again. But, you know, the human body is the most amazing machine. What happened is the one that was healthy, my left one, compensated by moving over towards my right one, giving me just speaking voice back. And that is truth. I said, I'll never forget it. There was a doctor, and now mind you, there's a Telecom high grade board. Look at that. That's actually what I'm looking for today. I'm looking for Telecom high grade boards, and I have Telecom equipment here in front of me. Anyway, I retired, so that's why I had to leave teaching music, because I couldn't do it anymore. I went back to school. I got an administration degree. I came back as a department chair for a while, but the trouble with teachers is if you go out on disability, which of course I had to because of the injury, they don't let you back in. You're limited to working at a private school, and you run the risk of losing your disability, even if you change professions. So, but I was, you know, it was a mixed blessing. Then my mom got sick, so I was able to be home with Mom. I got better, and I was able to be home taking care of Mom. So, you know, God has his plans. Anywho. So today, I am not sure what this is. I have forgotten. Some kind of desktop phone line thingy. HDMI. I don't know what it is, actually. It's called a Crest. Oh, it's a receiver. A Creston receiver. So I would expect to get something decent out of this. Finding a lot of cable boxes and modems lately. What they did is when they upgraded our local internet service, we under a company called Optimum, the new modems have a router built in, and so a lot of people got rid of their routers. And I mean, I've got boxes of them. I'm actually not even picking any more of them up because some of them are plastic rubbish. Hi, Scotty. Good morning to you. This one I know I'm going to take apart because I can see copper. All right. Let's stop blabbing and let's start digging. As I said, I'm very excited about the prospect of having all the scrap off the property by the end of today. Realistically, it'll be by the end of the week. I've got 2 pickups tomorrow. They're going to go right into storage, I think. Because I finally got, like I said, everything cleaned up. And, of course, we're going under construction here. Construction, destruction. Now, you know the risk of doing things on live is that you can't get the bloody thing apart. And if that happens, you know what I do. I'm going to put it aside and go on to something else. It shouldn't be hard. Yeah, for those of you who watched me struggle with those damn hard drives from hell last week, what I wound up doing, the aluminum cases are completely sealed. And the only way to get them apart is going to be with a grinder. And I don't want to do that. It's dangerous. I live alone. I don't want to get hurt. It's not worth the time and aggravation. So, I got one apart enough to determine that they are not worth taking apart. Grab the boards. Yeah, those boards are. These are the kind of boards we got off of them. High grade as high grade can be. So they were worth taking the boards. I wound up dumping the rest as irony aluminum. I just got rid of it all. We have gold here. You've got some chips here. This to me is a low-grade peripheral board. That's just that's like copper tape. It's not copper. What are we doing with these routers? Well, I'm going to try taking them apart. Oh, wow. Somebody else said that too. And I do, by the way, go on eBay and check to see if there's any resale to any of this stuff. Wow. Drake, what is it? What is a mesh network per se? Hi, Gig Red Chevy. Good morning. So that's interesting. I got pallets of them. All right. This is a Polycon sound station. I did look on eBay. There is no resale per se on these. The thing with eBay is you got to, I mean, you can sell it for $4 or $5. What do? Give you a payment for $1 after they take their commission. So there's that. I had a whole bunch of these too. Polycon makes telecommunication gear. They make networking gear, video conferencing gear, things like that. We actually had a pretty good lot of them before I closed the music school. We were using them. I had a guy who taught like video recording and audio technology, and we had a lot of really cool stuff, and it was all secondhand. It was all used servers. Those Polywell servers that I took apart the other day that basically look like glorified game servers. I don't know if they're made by the same company or not. I have no idea. But they had those rubbishy AMD boards. So again, probably just a low-grade board here, nothing spectacular. Cleaned it up a little bit. I can probably get low-grade peripheral. I do have visible gold and a few chips. I'll clean that up a little bit. I'll throw that in with low-grade peripheral boards. Garbage. Crestron HD switch and receiver. This should be a decent scrap. If I can figure out how to get it apart. Yeah, I cleaned out a tractor trailer over the winter. A tractor trailer storage bin thing. Thing was chock full of gear. Oh God. It's freaking freezing. And I went out and helped the guy empty the bin. But I'll tell you, I had enough equipment to keep me on TikTok for several months. It was great. Again, I'm just trying, I'm looking for something different to show you guys this morning. Hi, Eric. Eric with a C. My nephew is an Eric with a K. As I said, if I have trouble taking it apart, it's just going to get put to the side and the hell with it, because to waste an hour like I did last week was really annoying for you and me. Fred. Well, nothing great. Low-grade telecom board, I think. Let's see what's under here, and that'll make the decision for me. I gotta flip it over, look at the back. It has gold banded BGA, so I just gotta stick that back on there. I don't want to get downgraded. Yeah, nothing great. These will go in a bin. These will go off to the board buyer. These are... Yeah, I don't save this kind of stuff for you guys because it's it's crap. By the way, yes, this is an impact drill. My screwdriver that I just bought is not working. I have to go to Home Depot and exchange it. Make sure you're set on drill and just use enough torque to unscrew the thing. My mother used to make a joke about using an atomic bomb to kill an ant. And that's about what this refers to. My mother was so funny. Oh my God. Okay. Anyway, I shouldn't have... See, when you get something like this, leave the heat shield. That was stupid. Because it's going to pull the chip, and then you're not going to get the value on the board. For this stuff, who really cares? But, server boards, computer boards, yeah, if you're going after a higher grade, you better make sure everything's there. Okay, see if I can just get this out. Phone number 2 is going to peter out. Phone number 1 is fine. Alright, who's gunking up the works here? Most people start small and build up. I jumped right into doing servers. I don't usually bother with this kind of stuff. But I try to mix it up. I like to teach. I like to educate. I like to show people what's in some of these stuff. I mean, if somebody gave these to me, yeah, sure, I'd take them, but I'm not gonna buy them. I had a guy the other day who said, okay, well, if you're not gonna give me anything, I won't sell them. I said, well, good luck with that. I don't, oh, here's the culprit right here. I said, there's not, you have to understand, if I buy it from you, I have to be able to resell it. And honestly, there's just not enough value. I referred him to to the channel to a video where I processed an item like he had. Yeah, these are, I don't know, these just kind of low-grade peripheral. The yard is paying like 40 cents a pound for them. I'll probably chuck all these into low-grade boards. I'll take off the gold-banded BGA, maybe knock off the processor. These aren't really worth shipping out to a buyer. Well, this one might be. They're not really worth the resale. There's nothing back here. These are all peripheral low-grade boards, or maybe just even low-grade boards in general. There's really just nothing to them, and those will go to the yard. Like I said, they're paying 40 cents a pound. They call them television boards, and that's okay. I've got a bin full of those too. That's about the only thing I sell to the yard anymore as far as e-scrap. Really discouraging about power supplies. They're only paying 10 and 11 cents a pound. They were a quarter a pound. Now they're down. All three of the yards that I deal with, they all dropped it down to 10 and 11 cents a pound. But the good thing is the last bunch of ones that I got, I've been able to get gold fingers off of. So these all came off power supplies. Look at the copper. These older boards, they're so much, and that's how the boards are made. These older boards are much, much better. These are pre-2000, 2020. So, you know, so the value is going to be here. I think Board Sort's paying 60 or 80 bucks a pound on these right now. All right. Yeah. I'm going to process the other 5 or 10 hard drives I have here. They're all higher grade, so I'm going to put a 3-pound lot of hard drive boards up for you guys. They will be the good quality ones, the higher grade. Yeah, they're treating it like shred. I actually wonder, I should really, you know, all the yards, Gig Red Chevy, are at like 10 and 12 cents a pound on the power supplies. I call bullshit, man. Those things are full of copper, they're full of aluminum, and the board itself is good. They're probably worth stripping the board with like an air chisel or something, and then just selling the board. There's plenty of copper and aluminum stuff. I don't have the time or the room to do that, you know, and I wish I did, because I think there's value there. So this is a SATA, S-A-T-A. These are the lower grade board. That's the SATA cable, and that's the jumper cable. So there'd be 1, 2, 3 cables here on the SATA connector. I don't resell hard drives, guys. It's just against everything I believe in. I'd rather strip them. I know. Don't even tell me that. I mean, I'm very well aware that people can still get the information off the chips. I know that. But I sell them to people who I know are going to scrap them. But, you know, or I sell them to Board Sort because I know they're going to recycle them. All right, I'm not going to fight with that. I need a smaller screwdriver than what I've got. And you got to fight with it. Put it aside. I'll put these two aside as well. Same thing. I need a really, really super small Torx screwdriver, and I don't have it handy. That'll keep. Same thing here. These are all Dell Enterprise Class HDD hard disk drive, manufactured by Seagate Technology. Everything here but the date. Hi, Chris Russ. Good morning to you. Yeah, you know, it is what it is. The problem is sometimes you just got to take it in. You got to get rid of it. You know, what are you going to do? I don't want to keep... I just got out from the mess. I don't want another whole pile of worthless crap taking up the yard. You know? I mean, I could freight ship them somewhere by the pallet. That's brass, by the way. You know, but that's way over what I like to do. I mean, you know, I like to take them apart. I like to sell the components. You know, that's just everybody's got their you know, their niche. And I like to teach. I like to teach about computer scrapping. This one I think is the one that's stripped. I don't think I can get this board off. I think, yeah, this one is stripped. So what I'm going to have to do is go outside after. I have to cut right across here. I have to literally cut a new head for the screw, and I'll be able, I cut it, I can get it off with a flathead screwdriver. That one I knew had a problem. Barracuda. Now this is what I was talking about before. That is completely sealed. Even if I take all these screws off and I tried hitting it with heat, you can't. Not that you can't get it apart. I don't want to take the time to do it. It isn't worth it to me. I know there's a magnet. I know there's gold on the reader, and I know there are good gold bearing materials in there. Guess what? I'm selling it as a hard drive with no board. Good enough for me. You know, if I had one of you guys who lived near me who wanted to come and buy all these dirt cheap, I'd be glad to sell them to you. That's really... and I've got them. I've got them on Facebook Marketplace. I've got them up. It's not that I don't try to sell them. I do. Hi. Hey, Moyer, how were those pins, how were those pinned, how was the product you got from me from the eBay store? Were they okay for you? Yeah, these older boards are premium price. These pay $17 and $18 a pound right now at one of my buyers. And I'll get that off. It's disgusting. But yeah, I mean, you can't. This is an old school. This is a non-SATA high grade hard drive board. They've got 3 or 4 of those, 3 or 4 pounds of those in the eBay store too. I'll clean that up, of course. I won't sell this with all that crap on it. Again, another great source of gold recovery for you guys. Real good. And this I can sell as dirty aluminum. That came down too. It was 44 cents a pound. Copper took a freaking pounding this week. Oh my God. I have no idea if it went back up on Friday or not. I tend to doubt it because the stock market took a big doo-doo on Friday too, so one impacts the other no matter how you do it. In fact, the guy in front of me at the yard got into a big argument with the scale boss about the price of copper, and I heard the scale boss say it. Dude, you might want to hold your copper. It dropped $1.49 a pound. I heard him say it. I already knew because I had checked the iScrap app. And the guy's going off on the scale boss. Well, the scale boss goes by what the commodity price is. He's doing his job. You know, no need to get abusive. It's not the scale boss's fault it dropped $1.49. Anybody who checked would have known that before they got there. Gotta do your due diligence, guys. You know. I'm not always happy with the yard either, but you know, everybody's got a job to do. You gotta, you know, you gotta make nice. All right, so this is Western Digital. This is a SATA connector, low-grade hard drive board, and I'm gonna put that off to the side because I know I don't have enough to make a load. Again, this is a Hitachi. It is an old February 06. Holy crap. I know it's aluminum, so yes, I'm going to take the board off, put it in with my high-grade boards. The iScrap, it's called the iScrap app. It is run by a fellow, his name is Tom. I can't remember his last name. But he owns Rockaway Scrapyard in Rockaway, New Jersey. Very informative. He does a real good job keeping track of the prices. Very informative. Another good reference for pricing, and I don't know what topic he's doing today, is Shark Scrappers Live. I don't 100% know what time he goes on. It's either 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. I know he, and then he co-moderates with Scrapping Irish right after, and that's usually on YouTube. Also, a very informative panel there. The iScrap app lists prices based on an average, so you can get an idea. So again, high grade, good gold recovery. And it can go over with its friends. Oh. And this is gold here. See, there's only one connector, so that's a non-SATA connector. That would be done with a ribbon cable. That's how you can tell a SATA connector, guys. A big fat ribbon, cheesy ball ribbon cable. I'll put that in with my aluminum. Yeah. Exactly. I agree. Gig Rate Chevy says you got to do give and take with the yard, and that's 100% right. You know, I got kicked out of the local yard. You know, I got tired of getting ripped off. You know, I knew what was there. I weighed my stuff before I went. It was weighed, it was marked, and they would short me anyway. You do not think I know I'm being shorted? You know, and every time I would call them on it, they would correct it and fix the ticket. They finally told me not to come anymore because I was causing too many problems. Yeah, right. That hurt because I taught them how to do e-scrap, taught them everything about e-scrap they know, and now they have a huge e-scrap business, and I got kicked to the curb. That's really why they did it, you know. But, I was not handling things well at this time last year. I had lost my mom. You know, I was not in a good place physically, mentally. So I probably wasn't coping as well as I could have, should have been. And, you know, I'm in a much better place now. Miss Mom, but I'm still in a, you know, much better place. I'm happy with what I'm doing with the e-scrap. It's fine. I'm happy with what I'm doing with the music school. That's fine. I'm kind of semi-retiring. I'm going to take a trip down to Clearwater, Florida, inland a bit. They have a very nice offering of cottage-style over 55 communities. And it's a house, but it's in a 55 age-restricted community, and it really is starting to look like a place I'd like to think about moving to. We'll see. No rush to do anything right now. I got to get this house fixed. All right. High grade, non-SATA. Low grade SATA. This will go in with the aluminum. And this can go over here with its friends. All right. I don't know if I want to do the next event on camera or not. This is the next event. I got a bunch of e-scrap yesterday. And I'm debating whether I should sell them or try to get the gold out of them. I think what I'm going to do is put these aside. I am going to go scope out a couple of other YouTubers and see if I can see how to get them apart. I know they're very good for gold recovery. I think Southern Scrapper takes these apart. I'll just go in and put hashtag destroy cell phone. And I should do fine with that. Alright. I almost don't even want to bother with that. That's gonna have crap in it. What's this one? This one is a Sony. Turn your TV into a smart TV. I don't think so. Pandora, Netflix, Hulu, Cinema Now, Sony Blu-ray. Oh, Blu-ray disc. Okay, well, you know what? It's a Blu-ray. Ain't gonna bother. Ain't gonna bother. This is going in with my shred. There's nothing in there. Okay, well, I've been blabbing at you for 45 minutes. I think I'm going to head over to the storage bin. I might post a short a little bit later. I'm going to go to 11:30 Mass. I may do a short from the storage bin later, show you guys what I've got going over there. Like I said, it's a beautiful day out today. I'd like to be outside as much as I can. And I've got to cut the grass. That kind of sucks, but I do have to do that. And then I'm going to, my truck is absolutely loaded to the brim with e-scrap to be put over in the storage bin. They have a special going. It's $100 for a big storage bin, which is going to save me having to buy a shed or a garage or anything like that. And I'll be able to just, I have the bins full. They're all sorted. I have hard drive boards. I have high-grade telecom boards, dual circuit motherboards, but it's all sorted. It's all stacked up in nice, neat bins for me to either ship to a buyer or fill orders from the eBay store. But that took me a while. My eventual goal is to have it on my other website, which is thecomputerscrapper.com. My goal is going to be called, the store will be called eScrap by the pound, and you'll be able to directly order from the website using PayPal. Right now, I am limiting myself to eBay. If you're doing international, I've got to go through eBay. I'm sorry, guys. I don't think any of my TikTok subscribers would hurt me ever, not in a million years, and I'd certainly never hurt you. But one thing I do like about eBay is you're very well protected. You're really, you're protected from loss and fraud and a lot of other things, but it's expensive to use. So if you happen to purchase something from my eBay store, be assured I'm always going to toss a little extra in there to offset the shipping costs and whatever. So I will be in touch. I may see you this afternoon. If not, I'll see you during the week. Have a great week, everybody. Have a great weekend. Thank you for stopping by. I'm usually around this time, sometime between 9 and 10 most Sundays. And during the week, I try to get on a little bit earlier. I will post the video up on both YouTube and TikTok since I stayed under an hour today. So, if you'd like to see what we're up to, and this was kind of just a general chat and scrap kind of thing, just some smalls for the sake of different content. And I will see you all soon. Have a wonderful Sunday, guys. I hope the weather's as nice where you are as it is where I am today. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful early August day. Take care. God bless. Thanks for joining, and stay wonderful. Bye.